I'm going to start every show that way. That way we're always start on a good foot. Welcome to 1111 True Crime Live. We are about to go into our third live for today. We had a very interesting live to start this entire series off today. You might want to check that out. Then we did a reading on the ex-caregiver that was fired. And that was interesting. Grandparents was coming up. So now I was going to hand it over to just the PIs, but there was someone named Jason that's a subscriber that wanted to ask a question. And I like everybody to ask their own question. So we don't have our mods coming in and asking questions for others. We don't do that here. So I opened it up, and if he would like to ask a question, all he needs to be is a subscriber, and then he can come on and ask the question. All right, you guys. So keep in mind, I am not a psychic. I don't play one on TV. I am not a medium. I do not ever talk to the dead. Everything I say is my opinion and is alleged. Doesn't make it facts. So don't go calling the popo and saying the tarot reader on YouTube said. That's not going to help nobody. All right, my lovelies, what's our first question? Now, I jump all over, so don't fear that I've jumped your question. I might come back to it. Here we go. Carla, question. Did any caregiver have anything to do with Nancy's disappearance allegedly? Excellent question. Let me get my chat on my phone set up. There we go. Did any caregiver have anything to do with Nancy's disappearance abduction? Oh, I have the deck in reverse with King of Cups. Okay. So that's a deep feeling person that looks cool and calm and collected on the outside. But there's definitely some buried emotions. Somebody's obsessing over something. Okay. Wow, that went across the room, not even under my desk. Plus, we have a hidden card here. We have the 10 of... Wow, y'all. Y'all, this is getting freaky compared to our last reading. If you saw that, we are getting the same cards. Look, look, look. Okay. We got a car. We have a car. We have a vehicle. We have law. Is right now, because it's happened in the past, where I'm doing a reading, law, meaning LE, feds, detectives, judges signing search warrants, or whatever, we have law. We have got the Chariot, meaning that this could be about a vehicle. We have that sign. Remember that sign, you guys? Oh, let me get that off. Didn't mean to have that. That sign had a license plate on it. Could that be related to this? Them checking out that license plate. Here's why. We're talking about, could an ex-caregiver or any caregiver of Nancy's have done something where they're involved with the disappearance? And what we're getting is somebody that's hiding some deep emotions and they're wanting to put their burdens down. We have law and we have a vehicle. We have somebody, somehow, y'all, it could be very possible. I don't want to say yes or no, but it is likely. I'm going to go ahead because this looks very interesting, almost like a lead that they're panning through. They're working on a lead, the law enforcement. We're going to get another card, just do a follow-up pull on that question. Why is this person harboring such, I would say, resentment about this ex-caregiver? Why are they, okay. There's several people that are working together. This is a group of people. Could be 3 people. I would say it's likely. I am interested in this right here. Law looking into a vehicle, because those signs could be cryptic clues that we don't even understand. But there was a license plate on there. It even said plate and it had the number sign. All right, that's a good start. You guys are right on this, asking good questions. Thank you, Carla. And let me know about those horses, because like I said, I'm working on something for you, and I was thinking horses. But you tell me what you think. Smudger in the house. Smudger, was Nancy allegedly taken from her home to a damp cellar nearby? I'm going to leave off the damp cellar first. I just want to know, was Nancy taken nearby? Because why would it be damp? I mean, we're in Arizona, everything's dry. So rather than get a no because it wasn't damp, let's just try was Nancy allegedly taken from her home and held nearby? We have the Tower, something unexpected. We have a plan and action. See how this isn't the Two of Wands, it's the Three of Wands. So the Two of Wands is a plan but no follow through. Three of Wands is now they've made their final decision. They've made their choice, their plan, and they're waiting on that ship to come in. They're definitely taking action. So we have unexpected action. So you're asking if they removed Nancy from the home and kept her nearby. What the answer is given to us is unexpected, and I'm talking something that changes life as that person knows it, which indeed an abduction would do that. And then this plan with action. And then we have this stuck energy. We have a landowner, could be a landowner. Unexpected plan, landowner. I don't have a yes or a no. Bottom of the deck, I've got the strength card, overpowering, tame an inner beast with travel to confusion and laid to rest and crossing over, and it be connected to that King of Wands. All right, so I'm not getting a yes or a no. We'll try one more time. Even though that was good information, I'm not saying it wasn't. Jesus, thank you for the answers. Can you give us an answer to this question? Was Nancy allegedly taken from her home and held nearby? We have that stuck energy. Something weird about this. The Emperor, that could be FBI, it could be somebody in charge. It's somebody that has power. It's somebody that holds authority. We have stuck because nobody's talking. So we're getting a stuck answer is what we're getting, and I don't know why. I don't know why we would get a stuck answer, nor why we would get the answer that we're getting. But this is very stuck. It's saying we're not going to get the answer today. This is the High Priestess. This is stuck energy. And it's almost like on full authority, we are not to reveal that information. Perhaps the answer is there, but maybe Jesus feels like, revealing the answer might put Nancy's case in jeopardy in some way. I don't know, but it's a direct, we're not going to give you the answer kind of thing. Jesus is saying, not today. So I'm going to respect that, and I hope you'll understand. All right, you guys, we're going down here. I jump all over, so don't feel lost. There's Jason. Thank you, Jason. I'll open it up just so you could ask your question. Was Savannah's dog Fetch intentionally poisoned? Was Savannah's dog Fetch, they named the dog Fetch, wow, intentionally poisoned? So we have this group again, this three people, three energies that are working together. They're commingling. Okay? We just got a story about Fetch, and I'm talking a lot. We have the Ace of Cups, which aces are yes. A cup could be drinking or eating, ingesting. We have overflowing. We have all three cups here. We have a yes. We have three And then we have a 1, and then we have 3. 3 of Pentacles. This is a plan, part of the plan that I would lean toward, yeah. I would lean toward that this dog was poisoned. Look at this. We have this page, somebody youthful holding something perhaps that was used against the dog. We have regret with the cup spilt. And then we have this sun card, interesting, with another page with a message and another page. Here are the 3 pages right here, the 3 energies. Look at this. 3 pages. Well, the Fool card isn't a page, but it is close to a page because this is usually an immature energy or somebody that's just thrown all their worries away and now, you know, they're the fool. They're walking around, packing light, and look, they got their little dog with them. So this is oblivious. They have no idea that there's something coming their way. We have the messenger, like a message being sent to this. And then we have the page with the evidence. I would say it's highly likely that the dog was, according to the cards. Good question, Jason, and thank you so much for jumping in and asking your question. Let me fix my chat. I'm going to grab a drink before we get to the next question. You guys, all right, we've got this. I bought this. I don't know if it's going to come into play, but I thought, you know, we ask a lot of questions in our reads, so we've got these. So I'm going to try it. Just if it's annoying, we won't do it. But I really love the idea of hitting a button. So in that case, was the dog poisoned? I won't say yes, but we'll let the button hit it.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
okay, interesting. Okay. Let's get on to the next question. That is wild. That is a good question. Yes, YouTube is still being a pain. All right, Nikki. Great question. Let me see who else we have. Castle, hello and welcome. Your question is Caregiver still in Tucson? Is the ex-caregiver that was fired by Nancy, allegedly, in Tucson still? What is up with this? Why always with the ex-caregiver do we get the 3 celebrating, this commingling? This is weird. This is weird. I don't know how else to say it. We'll put yes here and no here so I can slide the cards up and I get more room to work. So that is weird. All right. Are they still in Tucson? Thank you, Jesus, for answering our questions that we asked. Is the caregiver still in Tucson? Right. They're pissed off. I think law is really seriously looking at this ex-caregiver that lived in the guest house. We've had a lot of law answers today, and this has come out, this fight to the death. So what I mean by fight to the death is this is 5 of Swords. And as you can see, this person has stolen all the other swords from everybody else. And the other people don't have a way to defend themselves. That's because this person's going to win at all costs. They're going to win at all costs. So that's interesting. And it's often known in tarot, traditional tarot, as a fight to win at all costs. In true crime tarot, it's the fight to the death. They're willing to die for it. And is this caregiver still? There's that new beginning. Nope. The answer is a decision was made to start a new beginning elsewhere after this.
No! No!
So it's unfavorable. Unfavorable. Doesn't mean they didn't come back to Tucson. But are they still in Tucson? The answer is unfavorable. All right, let's see what else we have. Question. Babs Rat, welcome back. How many people took Nancy? I would say 3, but that's just because I've been seeing the 3 people in all the readings. How many people were involved in the abduction of Nancy Guthrie? 2. In the physical abduction of Nancy Guthrie, 2. This is the Two of Swords. Two. Wow, that's weird. That is strange. I've got law enforcement and FBI. Maybe they're on it. Maybe they're on the real deal finally. The two people. Or are they ex-law enforcement? Or some bad law? Are they corrupt? This is weird. Get a new perspective. It's not ex-law enforcement. There's something here, though. The World card. This could be international. They felt betrayed. Maybe that's an ex-healthcare worker. And they wanted victory. So, how many people? I would guess 2 were at the house, according to the reading. 2. Doesn't mean more people aren't involved, but at the house it was, according to the cards, 2. Lorna, I keep getting notifications that are covering up my questions. Lorna, question, are the caregiver and family involved in Nancy's disappearance? You mean Nancy's family? Are the caregiver and Nancy's family both involved in the disappearance of Nancy? Are the caregiver and Nancy's family involved in the disappearance? I don't know why everybody calls it a disappearance. It's an abduction or a homicide at this point. It's not a disappearance. Judgment is saying yes. Judgment is a firm yes. So it doesn't necessarily mean both are, but that's what I asked. So we got judgment with that caregiver all the way around. And how do we know that the caregiver that I'm speaking of isn't Annie? And then we have Nancy. Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm feeling. The answer is. We'll go one more. Caregiver and family involved in the abduction. Ace of Pentacles. This is saying a firm yes. I'll let you take it for what it's worth. We have the Queen of Pentacles, which is all about the house, the land, the owning of property. This is most likely Nancy's energy. Long time. And we have Judgment, which is a yes. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a yes. It does with all the pentacles. It feels like a money thing. Lovers on the bottom. Interesting. So,
Yeah, baby.
I would say most likely. All right, we're going to jump around, try to get somebody that hasn't asked a question so far today. Hi, Prime Candy Lovely. Question, was Nancy conscious during the journey from her house to the destination? Oh my golly. I hope not. I hope that she didn't have to feel and fear it. And was Nancy conscious when she was abducted from her home and taken to her destination? We have swift, yes. We have swift action. So somebody came charging in, right? This is the charge card. They charged right at her swiftly. We have phallic, which is terrible. But we have a phallic, yes. She was alert. She was aware of it. Ah, that's horrible. And then abandoned. That's what we always get for Nancy. 5 of Pentacles in the moonlight.
Well, yes.
Sorry, guys. I wish it weren't true. I hope it's not, but the cards are saying most likely yes. Hey, Babs Rat, thank you for asking. We're going to go ahead. We'll try to come back to you. Castle, I want to make sure everybody gets to ask a question. Is Caregiver still in Tucson? I did that one already. Go back to Babs. Was Nancy took away in a car? You're going to get the goat, Babs. You're getting the goats. All right, you guys, just so you know, we sell the goats in our store. And that way you can have your goat at home and you can use it. It is our mascot. And when you ask a very amazing question like Babs Red just did, you get the goat. And that question is, Was Nancy taken by it or away in a vehicle? That's a good question. Was Nancy removed from her home and taken by vehicle? We have victory, 6 of Wands. Let's get that in focus. Autofocus. Hold on, y'all. There it is. And then these cards popped out. That's that 7 of Cups. She was confused. And then we have the moonlight at night.
Yes. Give me a Y. Give me an E. Give me an S. Yeah.
That's scary. So she was very confused as to what the hell was going on, naturally. And yes, she was taken away by a car. I'm just going to ask one more question about that car. Queen of Wands. Who was the driver of the car? Show me the driver. There's the Lovers. See? That is weird. To always get the Lovers when it comes to Nancy Guthrie. Hierophant. The Burden. The Sun. It's the same cards. Oh my gosh. That is wild. So we have the Queen of Wands, the plan maker. That is a little taboo. This person's got the black cat. They don't care that others are worried about that. We have the Lover, which is a choice between yourself and another person. Can be physical lovers. We have the Oath, the pact that these people made. There's an oath here. We have the Burden. We have the clearest card in the deck, which is the Sun, which always makes me think of the son-in-law. And it's, you know, falling right under the Lover. This is the Annie Guthrie card. I'm sorry, I'm just saying. And then we have the confusion. Because this is the 5 of Wands. Everybody's trying to make a star, but nobody's on the same page. So we have a lot of confusion. So, was she taken away by car? It's not giving me a yes or a no in this. It's really not. Bottom of the deck. Communication. Was she taken by vehicle? Could be. I don't know. It's not giving me a clear answer. And if she was, why are the Lovers involved? Let's ask it one more time. Was Nancy taken away in a vehicle? Was Nancy taken away in a vehicle? That's saying dig deeper, so I'm thinking maybe not so much a car. Y'all, this is like, and then we do have the travel card, but it's not necessarily a vehicle. With this Page of Swords, this means dig deeper, inspect, do your detective work. You're on to something. This is saying, when you get this in the tarot, it's saying you're on to something. But it's not telling me that she was taken in a car. So we're going to do a follow-up question. Bottom of the deck, abandoned. But we do have travel, but not necessarily by a car. Was she taken by foot? We're going to do a follow-up question. Excellent question. Was Nancy Guthrie removed by somebody that used a wheelchair, a wagon, I don't know, something on wheels, but they were on foot? Dig deeper. Okay, so we're getting close. This is saying dig deeper, go deeper, you're on to something. Again, same thing we got with the car. So what do we need to know? Was Nancy removed and then put in something that they moved? So we have an offer. A regal offer. Page of Pentacle, page, and a Knight, Temperance. Knight of Wands, horsepower. I'm picking up horsepower with those two horses. Could it be that they used something else than a car? Maybe they used a truck. I don't know. Maybe they used a van. Maybe they used a motorcycle. Let's just ask, instead of yes or no, let's ask, how was Nancy removed from the home? How was Nancy removed from the property? The Fool. Betrayal. Somebody wanted a new beginning. And we've got this betrayal. How was she physically removed from the property? something we're not looking at. There's something we're not quite seeing it yet. And there's this plan with the world. We're overlooking something when it comes to how she left the actual property. And I'm not getting necessarily a vehicle. I'm not saying it wasn't a vehicle, but I keep getting that, Page of Swords. I do not know. Sorry, lovely. I don't have all the answers. That is the answer that we've got. That was a great question. I wish I had the answer. That was a great question. Let me go ahead and see if we have any questions way up high. I like to jump all over. What do we got here? Casey, question. Do you think she will ever be found? Question. Will Nancy Guthrie ever be found? Held back, holding on too tight, buried, abducted. So it's almost like backwards. It's abducted, buried. Okay, yeah. It's looking unfavorable at this time. Laid to rest. So it's definitely laid to rest. The stars show me way out in nature. We've got this holding back, Four of Pentacles. This is holding on too tight. This is greed. This is not giving it up. We have the divine timing. So in divine timing, in other words, yes, but not now. This is also the planted and buried. It can be staged. It can be evidence. It's the money tree. But it's definitely the divine timing, which means down the road. We have the abduction card. This person's been abducted. And then we have the laid to rest. And we have, in a sense, a person ready to be buried because they're on the sarcophagus. So the answer, unfortunately, is not at this time. So I'm not sure, y'all. It doesn't look good. I'd say very unfavorable. Let me see what else we have. And we'll take probably one more question. We're right at that time. Dr. Martha, or Dr. Martha, question, did the ex-caregiver still have keys to the house? Woo! I love that question. Dr. Martha, excellent question. I might even go ahead and give another question after this, since that was such a good one. Yeah, got everybody else to be able to have another question answered. Did the ex-caregiver have keys to Nancy Guthrie? Surely they changed the locks. You just never know, though. Did the ex-caregiver that was fired have keys or a code to access Nancy's house? I'm not getting an answer. Wheel of Fortune, something from the past that reoccurred, something that is repetitive, done over and over again. So this is definitely the past energy. We've got the Two of Wands, a plan that wasn't to follow through, but there's something hidden about it because it came in the reverse, which is when it's upside down. So we have a repetitive past with this idea that there was a plan not followed through with. Maybe they didn't change the locks. They planned to. The deck's in the upright. I don't know why we're getting reverse cards. This is hidden information, and it's like somebody forgot to do something. And maybe they forgot to change the locks. This is apathy. It's overlooking. It's ignoring this opportunity. And it's in reverse. This was in reverse as well, and this is the past. Something repetitive. I would say it's possible. It's possible. I can't say for sure. And I'm not getting anything else. So I would say it's possible that they retained a way to still get into the house? That's an excellent question. I'll go with a likely.
Yes.
We'll give you a quick yes. YouTube keeps interrupting. Doggone it, Leslie. Good. All right, I said one more, so we're going to go with Marion. Question. Is there a German school near Nancy? Honey, I'm going to let you look that up online. That's just something you can look up. Okay, we did that one. How about this one? Intuit Divine. Thank you for returning, lovely. Question. Are the tracks in the dirt connected to the perp in some way? Woo, baby, you're getting the goat. Intuit Divine, you got it. Amazing question, lovely. Question. Are the tracks in the dirt that we're seeing in the driveway, right, connected to the perp in some kind of way? Jesus, let us see the answer, please. Thank you, Jesus. Yes. Yes. We got a yes. We got a 10 of Pentacles. That's a solid yes. That's literally the house, the home, the everything. That means those are important tracks. They are important in some way to this abduction. Not disappearance. Abduction. We know she was taken. What we got? Work it, baby, work it. Somebody that worked there. Maybe it is that ex-caregiver. Look, this is the work card. This I remember we got that with the caregiver. Did she have the code? We got the Wheel of Fortune. I said repetitiveness. Well, that's what we have with the 8 of Pentacles. Repetitiveness. This person made one the right way. They mastered it and they began to do something in repetition. And so this is work related. We have Pentacles here too. That is the everything. The home, the everything. Show me what else about these tracks leading away from Nancy's home. We're getting the answers today. It led to the betrayal. It's definitely something to do with the betrayal. 10 swords in the back, followed by the Emperor. Is this the person in charge of the kidnapping? Is the Emperor the one in charge of the kidnapping? Why do we have such a high, powerful, and that's the most powerful masculine energy in the deck. I mean, kings, this is a person above the king. Could this be connected to an actual emperor? I'm talking about, well, I'll just let you wonder. Ace of Cups, self-cup of love, yes.
Yes.
I would say likely, favorable. And because we are getting answers, I'm going to go ahead and take another. We'll go for a little bit more. I normally don't like to go this long, but you guys are asking amazing questions. Linda Beatty, is the sheriff involved? All right, we're going to talk about this one. If Sheriff Nanu Banano was involved with the direct abduction of Nancy Guthrie, he would be shooting himself in the foot because he would be creating a crime that could never be solved under his watch. And that's going to do him in. He also has a problem with the FBI, doesn't like the FBI. We all know he has hard feelings towards the FBI. And yet, the FBI would be up his ass the entire time during the investigation of Nancy Guthrie. So I'm not going to answer the question with the tarot card. I'm going to answer with my common sense. And that is, Sheriff Nanos might be covering this up because, in a sense, he may have been told, like, you know, don't accuse a Guthrie. Keep this out of the family's backyard, so to speak. But the actual involvement in the disappearance of Nancy, no, I do not believe that in the least. But I'll go ahead and pull your cards anyway. Is the sheriff Nanu's Banano, did he have anything to do with the removal and abduction of Nancy Guthrie? Queen of Cups, the seer. That could be me, right? The seer is saying Ace of Swords, yes. I don't think so. I'm thinking this is saying what the seer just shared is right on. Okay, that's truly what I'm thinking. Because this is the seer, the one reading the deck. This is the clarity of what I've spoke. Okay? You might interpret it different. Feel free to do so. But he's definitely corrupt. He's definitely corrupt according to this, allegedly. He's got toxicity written all over him, so he's pretty much, if you had to understand this, I would say he's part of the cover-up. In other words, okay, when you're an investigator, such as a sheriff, you ought to have enough damn sense to realize that 99.9% of all crimes are committed by an individual that is within their inner circle. Family, close friends, close co-workers. And so to get out there and be like admiring and biased all about the family before the investigation is complete tells you he ain't no good, because he cannot stay unbiased. He is biased towards the family. And that is why Sheriff Nanos gets the devil card, because he is not following the investigation. He's making sure part of his detail is that he gets reelected, which means he better not say that it's a family member. That's what I feel. And the angels back me up. This is Archangel Michael, Sagittarius energy, saying, yeah, he's a pissant for not talking about the true cause of this abduction and laying to rest, which is a homicide, and the people involved in the plan. And that's where we need to investigate more to get to the real truth about these pages, these younger energies. And I don't know why Nancy gets a lot of pages. So that's what I have to offer. I went a little overboard there. One more, and then we're done. Let me see who else hasn't asked a question. Let's see what we've got. And maybe that's all we have. Heather Wilson, final question for today. Did the caregiver have a son or grandson who was involved that Nancy looked at like a son? Whew. Okay. Was Nancy keen on the ex-caregiver's grandkids? Oh boy, it's in the basement. Okay. Well, there's something to this whole grandparent thing, you guys. I don't know what it is, but here's that Page of Swords. Dig deeper. You're onto something, kind of feel. This is detective card. This is inspection. This is learn more. Get educated. Caught it. Okay, so we have the caregiver as alone. This is single energy. This is standing alone, not with family. So it's not looking positive. Are you kidding me? And there's the Emperor. Something about this Emperor is connected to that caregiver, and I don't know why. She could have been hired by someone else to play a role, because there's betrayal, and it could be about money. And it's somebody that either the caregiver or Nancy, I don't know which, has known this person since they were a child. Either Nancy or the caregiver has known that person for a long time. And they're the ones that are charging in to take Nancy, according to the read. All right, my lovelies. I did my very, very best. We went way, way over time. But that's okay. It's okay. when we actually start getting answers, I go as long as I can. But then the energy just kind of, piddles out a little bit because I get tired. My mind gets tired. It takes a lot of energy to do reads. So I want to say thank you. Great read, says Jason Ford. Thank you, Jason. Glad you came into the live. That's right, Mama D, says Rhonda. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Joyful. Good to see you. Prime Candy says, we're getting kicked out too, love. I thought it was my signal, but it seems to be YouTube. I don't know. YouTube's having a problem. Yes, Sasha, he could have helped by just botching the case and keeping the FBI at bay as long as he could. 15 months, you get the goat, Prime Candy. Woo! That is for you, my lovely. Yippee from the hippie. Haven't seen you in a while. You said, I guess I deserve a real guy card because seeing the FBI as the hemorrhoid as nanos cracks me up. You're too funny. All right, my loves, I appreciate you. I always do. I am so thankful for every single like, for every single sub, all my new subs, my new members, my returning members. 15 months. Prime Candy, thank you. I have private eyes that have been a member for almost 5 years. It's wild. So I want to say thank you again. I appreciate you, and I'll see you again very soon. And as always, say a prayer for Nancy Guthrie. If nothing else, just to find her so that she can be laid to rest. Or perhaps just justice to know the truth. I love you, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now, loves.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think that